We often try to fix things by immediately searching for solutions, seeking advice, or pushing things forward through hustle, pressure, forced motivation, and consistency. Sometimes that can work for a while, but when everything starts feeling unusually hard, heavy, or demotivating, chances are you're working against yourself, and that usually means your energy and identity need recalibrating first. Because before anything else, if you're physically exhausted, you can't expect yourself to move well. So first, as much as you can, carve out space to rest, or at least to regain some physical energy. You're not losing progress by doing that, you're protecting your capacity. When you're well rested, you can think clearly, and anything you decide from a space of clarity will usually be far more effective than trying to push forward in exhaustion and confusion, just because you've been taught that you always need to work hard in order to get somewhere. A lot of the best moves are not the most forceful ones. They're the ones made from clarity, calm, and enough inner space to actually hear yourself. And often, the things you begin from peace and joy are the very things that move you forward most naturally. If you're doing something only because you think it will get you something, or because you feel like you need to force your way toward a result, then you're usually operating from lack. You're reinforcing the idea that you don't already have what you want, or that you're not enough as you are, so now you need to grind your way there. But the truth is, if you want to close the gap between your current reality and your desired reality, you need to start embodying the version of you who already lives in that reality. That's what changes the way you move. For example, let's say you want to lose weight. If in your mind you dislike your body, think negatively about it, and stay attached to habits that don't support you, then of course it will feel difficult to push yourself to exercise or eat well. You'll constantly feel like you're fighting yourself. But if in your mind you're already the version of you who feels good in your body, then naturally you begin asking different questions. What would that version of me do? How would they treat their body? What would they choose today? And from that place, going to the gym, eating nourishing food, and treating your body with care no longer feel like punishment. They feel consistent with who you are becoming. That's why identity matters so much, because your actions become easier when they match the version of you you're embodying. You can even use a bit of make-believe here. The more you act as if, the more physical proof you start seeing, and the more proof you see, the more conviction you build. Then that conviction feeds itself, and you keep moving toward your goals much more naturally. Now, take money as another example. Let's say your goal is to have $100K in the bank. Now imagine being the person who already has it. How would you think, feel, and act? You'd probably feel more relaxed, more at ease, because in that state, money is no longer the immediate pressure in your mind. Then naturally, you might start thinking, what would I actually do if money were not the main constraint? And whatever answer comes up naturally, without force, could be a clue. It could be pointing you toward the thing you actually need to move forward. That doesn't mean you have to go all in immediately. You don't need to abandon your current responsibilities overnight, but even a small step in that direction, taken from the state of the person you're becoming, begins shifting your trajectory. And that's the whole point. Most people try to move forward outwardly before they've moved inwardly. They try to change their actions before they've changed their state, force discipline before they've built alignment, and create external momentum while still operating from an identity that contradicts the result they want. That's why movement feels so hard, because internal mismatch creates resistance. So the real shift is to work from the inside out. Go inward first. Recalibrate your state, your energy, and your identity. Then work backward from the end state and ask yourself, who is the version of me who already has what I want? How do they think? How do they feel? How do they act, even in small ways? Real movement begins in alignment. Once that's there, you stop relying on force, panic, and self-punishment to create momentum. If you want help doing that in a structured way, the Isla-Sapa alignment system is built for exactly this. It helps you regulate your state, reconnect with your real direction, and rebuild from the inside out so moving forward stops feeling like constant resistance. The link is in the description.